All right, Black Goose TV family, salute to the people. I want you to know right now that I'm going through a whole lot of pain for me to deliver this particular video. Y'all don't even know the type of shit I'm dealing with right now, but I'm not even going to go into the specifics. The most important thing is that we deliver the boxing news to y'all. Mungiua versus Jacobs is a possibility. Negotiations are ongoing for a fight at catchweight on the zone. The reason why I want to particularly talk about this particular subject is because obviously, if you guys don't remember, maybe about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks back, we were talking about the possibility of Mungiua versus Jamal Charlo, right? And that's a middleweight fight, right? We thought Mungiua was going to be in a position where he could possibly take on a guy, Jamal Charlo, where if he beats Jamal Charlo, now he is basically propelled to a position where we're all going to be paying attention to him at middleweight. Obviously, that didn't happen. It fell through. It's been reported that all of the reason why the negotiation fell through, it all had to do with where it was going to be broadcasted on, as well as pay-per-view points. Oscar De La Hoya wanted the zone to be involved with it. PBC was like, hey, there's no reason for the zone to be involved with it. Like, let's just go ahead and run with it. And as of now, Oscar De La Hoya is still standing by the fact that he was like, yo, the zone needs to be involved with this particular fight. So with that being said, now we have talks of Mungiua versus Jacobs, right? So that means that Mungiua versus Jamal Charlo was totally out the window, which is unfortunate. Let me take that back a little bit. Obviously, when it comes to negotiation power, when it comes to talking about business, when it comes to trying to get leverage, the upper hand, etc., you never want to put yourself in a position where you only have one option, and that can you can actually use that particular meaning or that particular sentence or what I'm that reference that I'm saying, and you can put that to everyday life. You can put that in the same instances if you're dealing with a woman, right? If you're dealing with a woman, you never only want to have one option. You always want to have a plethora of options, not because you want to look a certain way, because you have to be ready and prepared for if someone doesn't agree to your stipulations, you have to be ready to move on and go to the next person who is willing to negotiate and talk to you about your stipulations and may possibly be able to, work something out that works with your stipulations. So with that being said, Jaime Munguia versus Jamal Charlo, Oscar De La Hoya was asking for a little bit too much when it comes from DAZN, when it comes from Al Heyman, when it comes from PBC. So with that being said, the next step is, okay, Munguia versus Jacobs. Remember, Danny Jacobs with DAZN. As of now, DAZN, they just paid off their their $1 billion debt. So they're looking at a chance to kind of revamp and kind of start on a fresh note when it comes to what they're doing. They were trying to get some NFL contracts, NFL streams, NFL games on part of their platform, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. And it looks like their next best thing is going to be Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, because they already have something going with them. So they can only make that, a little bit more heavier, a little bit more prominent, because obviously, as of now, that's the best choice the zone has, other than obviously letting Eddie Hearn do what he does and try to, bring on certain fighters and get certain big fights. So with that being the case, the idea of Munguia versus Jacobs happening makes a lot more sense than the possibility of Munguia versus Jamal Charlo happening. Why do I say that? Because obviously we know Jacobs is with DAZN, he's with Eddie Hearn, he's with Matchroom. Munguia, he's with Oscar De La Hoya, he's with Golden Boy Promotions, but obviously DAZN has been putting on most of the fights when it comes to Golden Boy Promotions, or at least been helping co-promote. So I see this fight happening. I see it happening. I want to see what you guys think about it. Forgive me. Y'all know I have a much more opinionated perspective when it comes to most particular fights in this particular instance because of what I'm going through. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I got a real bad tooth and mouth problem right now that it's really hard for me to speak. It hurts, but I want to give y'all content. I'm gonna put something out there. So, and I saw this particular story and I was like, this is interesting. And it's interesting for the fact that we were so close to having Munguia versus Charlo that now most likely we're looking at the fact that Munguia versus Charlo was not going to happen. And we are probably going to expect Munguia versus Jacobs. I see Munguia versus Jacobs much more likely than Munguia versus Charlo. I think in order for Munguia versus Jamal Charlo to happen, they would have had to make that fight happen. They would have to make that fight actually come into occurrence and actually be finalized that they were originally talking about during, the summer. And the fact that it didn't happen, there's no way I can see, PBC, Jamal Charlo, Al Heyman, et cetera, circling back and saying Munguia is a big enough star. He's a big enough rising star. He has enough clout behind him where Charlo should take the risk and build up his resume. I think that was a one and done chance, and I promise you right now, and I won't promise because y'all, a lot of y'all gonna say cap, but I'm going to, at least from my side, guarantee that Munguia versus Jacobs will happen. At the very least, it's much more likely than Jamal Charlo versus Munguia. That's my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think about it. Let me know what y'all personally feel, your perspective. If you feel like I'm on some bullshit, how do you feel about a possible Munguia versus Jacobs? What would you rather see, Munguia versus Jacobs or Munguia versus Jamal Charlo? Obviously, I have a pretty good idea what you guys are going to think, but I want to know from y'all personally. Once again, please bear with me, y'all. Life is up and downs. Life is downs, ups. You know what I'm saying? You can never predict what's going to come up. I'm dealing with some shit when it comes to, around here, oral area. It's very hard for me to speak. It hurts, all type of shit. But I'm here and I'm giving y'all content. I'm gonna give y'all a couple more videos. So please rock with me. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Nothing but love. I'm out here for the day.